All right, hello and welcome to the local weather update. We're running late tonight, so all you're going to get is a local weather update. It's 10 o'clock, and we're going to talk about the weather we had today across the area. And we did get a lot of rain overnight into the morning, and we're going to look at all of that too as well. Let's just roll this satellite, and you can see we had a lot of clear clouds, and then the sun broke out, and then we had some instability actually around, which actually caused a couple of scattered showers again. If we look at the radar right now, there's nothing going on. Well, there's one little shower over, it looks like Rocky Point. But if we go back a little bit, you'll see there are actually some showers and thunderstorms that actually popped up in the Hudson Valley as well. So, yeah, that was something that was being indicated by some of the models. But the models really underestimated the amount of rain we got. So let's get started with that first. We're going to look at these rainfall totals here. And we're going to just go over Long Island's rainfall totals. So I'm not going to look at Connecticut. I'm going to just look at New York City and Long Island. And we'll also look at it on the Wonder Ground and as well as the weather and hazards map, so you'll get to see some of those areas there. But you'll see some of the areas. Brooklyn, over 2 inches of rain in Prospect Park. New Jersey, Union County, up near 1.5 inches. Passaic, over 2 inches. So we got some very beneficial rains across the area overnight. Great Neck, 2.43. East Rockaway, 2.26. Hicksville, 2.15. Levittown, 1.96. Wantagh, 1.77. And another one at Wantagh, Mineola, 1.48. So well over an inch of rain at most locations. And if we go over to Suffolk County, Queens, also over 2 inches of rain in some areas in Queens, which is incredible. Staten Island, too, up there as well. And Suffolk County, 1.31 at Orient Point, 1.23 at Blue Point. Not too many readings from Suffolk County, 1.19 at Eastport. And I think Suffolk County wound up getting in Westchester, also over 2 inches. So this was a very beneficial amount of rain. But I'd rather actually look at the rainfall map, which we're going to look at a little bit later. But first, let me show you what the skies looked like today, because we had some interesting clouds with this instability in the afternoon here. You can see here, look at these clouds here that we had. Some really ominous-looking clouds. It looked like it was going to rain at times. This was in the evening, 5 o'clock or so. Then around 7 o'clock, we had these kind of clouds in the sky. Really threatening-looking clouds. Really just dark. Look like the kind of clouds that would produce some rain. Definitely a sign of convection in the air. And then it got even more interesting as we got toward the evening, because then we get some of these other kind of clouds come in. Look at that. It's still around 7. But this cloud formation right here was really interesting to look at here. Very ominous looking cloud right there. Almost looked like a thunderstorm was trying to get going in that spot right there. So real interesting skies this evening with these instability in the air. You can actually see on the radar that shower there passing over Long Island. If we put the radar on the screen, you could actually see, whoops, and I just closed it up. Unbelievable. All right, well, we'll have to put this all up on the screen again. I'm in a rush, that's why. But you see there's the shower right there. Let's go to the weather and hazards map. Now I have everything closed up that I have to reload. So let's go back to this, and we'll go and we'll look at... I got delayed because of I was online for an hour in a store trying to get some shoes. An hour, right? And I allowed plenty of time, too. Ridiculous. But anyway, this is because of the help shortage on Long Island. They don't have enough help in the stores. And that's because nobody can afford to live here, but that's another subject. So right now, temperatures are in the mid-50s. Dew points have dropped a little bit. We'll take a look at what the day was like at Islip. You know what? We're not going to take a look at what the day was like at Islip. We'll go to the highs and lows, and we'll show you that. I'm not going to pop it up here because I want to look at the precipitation. So let's go to that. Like I said, I'm going to have to cut a few corners here in this update because we're running behind, and I have other videos that I wanted to work on tonight. So let's go do a 36-hour precipitation here. And you'll see the areas where the heavier rain fell. It looks like New York City, Hudson Valley, over the 2-inch mark. But everybody got some beneficial rain. Unfortunately, the Pine Barrens, we still got a decent amount of rain. Certain areas, 1.36 in Manorville. West Hampton, though, only got 0.56. 0.92 in Ridge, 1.21 in Miller Place, So this area, even though it was the first to get those showers, um, that kind of popped up, and you could see there's some higher 1+ inch amounts there, 1.43 in Orient, 1.25 in Wayne-Scott. The heavier amounts were on the western part of Long Island, particularly Nassau County. That's where we had a lot of training going on, and you can see that. Look at some of these readings here: over 2 inches in Hicksville, 1.3, 1.85 in Garden City, in the North Shore, Great Neck 2.47, 2.20 in Syosset, and then not too much from. I think Babylon got a little more than that. So you can see a healthy amount of rain. New York City 2.19 in Central Park, and then just brief look at New Jersey here. They didn't get as much either, but they still got 1.40. Well, some areas still got to see over an inch of rain here, 1.457 in Forked River. So definitely a beneficial, decent amount of rain to get us out of those fire hazards, I think, for the Pine Barrens. So let's go take a look at our highs for now today. I'm just going to look at highs. Excuse me again, mid-60s. Funny, I don't sneeze all day until I get back here. Mid-60s out east, upper 60s in Nassau, near 70 in the city. And in New Jersey, near 70 as well for your high temperatures. Let's now go and look at the climate report, official climate report for Islip. And you'll see high was 67, the normal high 61, 6 degrees above normal. The low is 54, and the normal is 44, 10 degrees above normal. So that gives us 9 degrees above normal for the average. Above normal, again, for precipitation. At least we got an inch and 2, so now we are still short rainfall, but at least it's put a little dent in it, and we'll have more opportunities for rainfall later this week, but I'm not going to get into it in this weather update because, again, the delays here. Again, I lost a half an hour, and I got other stuff I've got to do. So let's now go to the models, tropical tidbits, and look just at the Northeast, and I'm not even going to look at the GFS. We're just looking at the HRRR and the RGEM. That's it for skies. So looking at tonight, we might have, it's showing again some showers possibly breaking out. We have like a cold pool aloft type of deal. So you'll see here, there could be some instability, though. It looks like, yeah, see, it's developing something tomorrow evening around 4 or 5 o'clock. So it could be a sprinkle or shower possible very late in the afternoon or early evening. And then the same thing possible again on Tuesday. We could see that. And maybe even, I can't even rule out a thunderstorm here because we do have that cold pool aloft. And that's what I mean by instability. So let me click the air for do 19Z, and we'll show you what I mean here. All right, so you see there's a cloud deck, and you see the temperature there. Look at that instability right there, that little drop. So that's a little bit of instability right there that you see. And that's also showing a cloud deck as well. If we move this back to 16Z, you'll see also a cloud deck. So probably going to see some clouds tomorrow as well because of that instability cloudiness showing up in Jersey as well. So when we move this along until Tuesday, we'll see the same type of deal again. So yeah, no data available at that time for the sounding. So let's go to dew points and wind flow, and you'll see we'll have that northwest wind tomorrow. Again, we got this upper level trough in the air, so the high pressure, but it's not a very strong high pressure. And so we have this little bit of instability in the air. West winds, maybe a slight sea breeze, but the air is fairly dry. But the thing is that we have that cold pool aloft, and that's what's making things unstable. And you see the dew points tomorrow stay fairly low, a little lower in Jersey. Looking at our temperatures, you'll see here temperatures will get up into the probably mid-50s tomorrow, so a little bit below normal tomorrow, I think, maybe near 60 in Jersey. And then overnight temperatures probably will drop into the 30s or 40s. I don't think we see the radiational cooling because of the clouds and the wind. And then here we are for Tuesday, even a little cooler, perhaps. We're about the same, I guess, mid to upper 50s, closer to 60 in New Jersey. So now we'll go and look at the skies, RGEM, and we'll show you the RGEM, obviously, is the lightest on the cloud cover. The models disagree on the cloud cover tomorrow. So you see it's giving us a fairly sunny day tomorrow, the RGEM, but you see that cloud buildup that happens. So might be sunny, and then like as you get toward like 2 o'clock, you might have a cloud build up. And then Tuesday, it's showing the same thing happening again, mainly over Long Island. This is the RGEM, which is why I'm just going to jump over to one other model here and show you the clouds on the Ventu Sky model, because this looks a little different. So if we go to tomorrow, the 24th, you'll see it's showing a lot more clouds. CR10, it looks like it's sunnier over Long Island, but you'll see the clouds start to pop up here. That little small, those are all low clouds, stratocumulus clouds that will grow as the day goes on. So that's something that we'll have to think about for tomorrow, obviously. I'll just show you the weather map briefly here before we wrap this weather update up. Like you see, there's a low that's slowly moving. We have a high pressure, but you see these little troughs coming in. All right, and that's your cold pool is over there. So again, if we look at the cold pool here, this cold pool trough that we got, if we go temperature and we change this to up, say 700, let's do that. You'll see it's pretty cold up at 700 HPA or 3,000 meters. You see that cold pool that we have. All right, so if I move this along, you'll see we continue to have the cold pool tomorrow. There it is tomorrow. Tuesday as well. We have it. Wednesday. Then you start to see it dissipate by Thursday. But then we're going to have the next system move in. So we have that cold pool aloft. It's something to keep in mind with the instability. You can take a look at this too. This will also kind of show you as well that there is just a lot of instability in the air. So that's why we're going to see these instability clouds pop up during the day. So it won't be a completely sunny day, but I think tomorrow we'll have a little more sunshine than today. But again, looking at the satellite here, you can see plenty of instability here. You got this upper level like trough and cold pool aloft that's going to keep instability around. So it won't be completely sunny all the time. There will be some clouds around, and we could have those similar pop-up showers, maybe even a thunderstorm. So will be some periods of sun and periods of clouds, I think, for the next day or so. But I'll talk a lot more about it tomorrow night. I'm sorry about this delay. I couldn't help it. I allowed enough time, and I went into the Burlington and Freeport. I needed some shoes, and was online for almost an hour. I got there at 7:30. Actually, I was online by 7:30, and I didn't even make the 8:30 bus out of Freeport. I wound up taking the train instead, though the bus was pulling in just as the train was getting in anyway, because of that damn slow switch at UBS Arena, because it still delays us. But whatever. I didn't want to deal with waiting for the bus and dealing with that bus ride. So anyway, that's it for this local weather update. I'll have a better weather update for you tomorrow night. But I have some other stuff I got to work on tonight before I go to bed. So that's why I have to cut it short. After all, I did get delayed by about a half an hour. So that's it. Have a good night.